Like halfway across, I push down.
Oh, cool. And the measuring you made is to make sure that that will go in the puka.
Now, it's not so much going in the puka, but this has to be tall so that when you tip your teapot,
It
the
won't
lid
fall
doesn't
out.
fall out.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you get lucky in it.
You have to leave room for shrinkage or expansion.
Shrinkage. But if you throw everything all at the same time, it's all going to shrink evenly.
That's the plan.
The only time you have to worry about shrinkage is if you had one that's already misfired and the lid cracked and you have to make another one, then you have to allow for shrinkage. So that's the lid for that.
Now you're going to do the spout?
Now the spout. Now when you're making the spouts, the lower the hose, the less you have to tip. But if you make your hose too low, like way down here will be good, then your spout has to come up and come this way. You want to try not to make the spout past the top of the pot, otherwise it looks top heavy. Now you'll notice that Asian pots, the spout is right up here and it kind of goes straight that way. English pots, the hose are way in the bottom and it comes up with this long neck. So English coffee pots or teapots pour easier because it's way in the bottom.
Because that's where the water is?
Yep.
Okay. That's a pretty nice sized teapot for just a small amount of clay.
Now when you make the spout, everybody wants a spout that doesn't drip, right? So the angle of the spout makes a difference. If the spout comes kind of up that way, when you pour and you come back up, the liquid that's right up here runs down the side. You'll notice that the teapots in restaurants, some of them have a plastic thing on the end. That's because you want a sharp top, and that plastic makes that sharper, so when you come up, it cuts the water off. For pottery, you can make a sharp one, but then it's a toss-up. The sharper the lip on that, the more chance you have of chipping. So do you make one that you can use sometimes, and once it chips, you're not going to use it again? Or you make it a little bit thicker and you can use it more?
Use it dry.
Yeah. You go all the way to the bat for your spout. Trimming tool.
Like that? Or a different one?
No, like yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. And a needle.
And a needle.
Okay.
Oh, okay, great.
Somewhere. I went
Okay.
to visit Isami.
So, when you make this part here, you want to bring it up tall and thin. People make the mistake of collaring it in over here and come up. When you do that, you have spiral cracks on the inside. So if you want to bring it in, you have to use your finger on the inside to support the wall, and that prevents the spiral cracking. Yep. Or you can use this here because your finger's too big.
Okay, Jeff, for like you, well, for me, would I need to slow down the wheel?
Probably. You want to use the wheel can go as fast as you feel comfortable with.
Or is it going to make a difference on how it affects?
No. No. I stick this in. Always remember the direction that the lip is pointing determines which way the clay is going to move the easiest. So I tip the lip in, and then I come up. And then I want to have a real gradual curve to the spout. Now when you're making this, just because you have that much spout, you don't have to use it all. Take a look at this and take a look at your pot, and it has to be in proportion. So I'm cutting off because I don't need that much clay. So I want this real nice angle to it. And you notice I'm pushing down rather than coming back up. If I come back up, all that soft clay is coming up to here, and then I have to do something with it. This is what I want for my finished piece. So I'm going down, and all that soft clay is just going out the side here.
Oh, and then you can take off what you don't want.
Yeah, once we're down here, I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So that's the size opening I want.
That's like a dime maybe, or a nickel, or a dime.
4-cent piece. Enough for your little pinky to go in.
Pinky, okay.
Okay, now we talked about a sharp lip there. So all I do is with this here, I sharpen that lip.
Oh, I see. You mean sharp also means thin?
Yeah, a little thinner there.
Yeah.
So I'm not making the whole thing thin.
Just the edge.
Just that edge
where
there.
the water comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the spout is going to go right about there. And all I need is about that much clay. And when you attach it, you see this right over here? There's too much to smooth out. So undercut it. Yeah, and then it'll just fit right in there and you can smooth it out. But that little bevel there will make things so much easier for you.
Okay.
So you're going to trim that, you're going to put the spout on, and then you're going to pull handles for the
Handles.
yeah.
Okay. Does it have to dry like overnight?
Yeah, it has to dry to this leather hard.
All the 3 pieces have to dry?